Hello, 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 and welcome to another session of Let's Get Real with Mona. And yes, today we are at a different location. I always love doing that when I'm not at home in my office doing these Facebook Lives. I love saying that I'm on location. Now, you know what's so interesting about today's session? Because think about this, the theme for this month is stillness. And it's all about finding time to reconnect with our core essence. And yes, I shared in the past weeks different things we can do to experience stillness, because stillness can be experienced in so many different forms besides meditation, besides just sitting still somewhere. And I got to do this since Saturday. Today is Monday after all, and over the last 2 days, and I'm here until Thursday. So this is me coming to you live today specifically to share with you how to schedule stillness into your life. And it's so apt for today's question. What are the obstacles that stand in your way to experience stillness? So please do let me know where you're joining me from and say hello as you come in. Now, as I said, the topic on the theme of stillness for today are the obstacles to us experiencing stillness. Now, my husband Vis and I booked 5 nights at our favorite location here in South Africa, one of our favorite locations, I should say, because if you know us and you know our travel habits, you know we've got many favorite locations around the country. But this specific place is a health hydro. So it has all the wonderful components that we require to just reset, to disconnect from all the things out there in the world, and to come into a space where it's a beautiful natural environment, wholesome food, exercise, fun activities, water therapy, and almost all of the stuff is complimentary. And then you can have massages at an additional cost, whether it's facials. And yes, I just had a gua sha facial about 2 hours, an hour and a half ago before I came onto this live. Because that's just it. You get to pamper yourself. You get to choose how you still your mind, you still your body. You go into that deep, soft space that has all the wisdom. So I saw someone commented earlier today on my question, what's the obstacles that come in the way of you experiencing stillness? And someone said ego. Now, if you're watching this live, I'd love to get a bit more information on that. Like how does the ego come in the way? Because think about this, it is related to what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Because for me, I've found that the number one obstacle to me making time for stillness, and drum roll please, is me. It's you. Yes, it always boils down to us. Because here's the thing, if you heard me right from the beginning, I said, Vis and I had to schedule this. We had to plan this. We had to make the effort to arrange this. And we knew why we were coming here. We knew what we wanted to experience when we took these 5 days off, because it's not a traveling experience where we're going sightseeing and we want to be in a new location. It's about reconnecting. It's about having quiet moments. Whether you're sitting in the sauna, whether you're sitting in a steam chamber or in the steam room, whether you're just floating in the pool, it doesn't really matter whether you're having your meal. Now, just think about this. At the place where I am, you can have your meals from 7 in the morning until 9 o'clock in the evening. So you get the breakfast hour slots, you get the lunchtime slot, and then you get the dinner time. And throughout the day, there's a 24-hour fruit buffet and a salad buffet. Now, you can choose to eat when you want. You can choose to eat what you want to eat that's on the buffet. There's no schedule. Even though there's activities, there's no, it's not prescribed that you have to do every single thing. So you can do as much or as little as you choose to do. So what is it? When I said that the greatest obstacle is you, how did you feel about that? Well, for some people, there may be some reactions now. And if you are paying attention, I am in my gown because this is what you stay with basically the whole day. If you're not going for hikes, yes, unless you're going for hikes and you're doing your yoga classes or Pilates or stretch classes, then you can go put on gym wear. But otherwise, if you're just doing the different therapies and indulging in some massages, you walk around like this. You go eat your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. You can go for your talks like dressed up in your gown. It is that relaxed. So yes, I had to set my hair up for the Facebook Live today. Otherwise, it's hair's up in a ponytail. It's just completely relaxed the way you want to be. And that's the way we are when we are in stillness. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to create that shift in your mind that you, and you've heard this before, you are the captain of your ship. You steer your ship where you want it to. If you want to experience stillness, you choose it. Now, here's the funny thing that I want to share with you before we speak more about that. Now, like Bess and I came here for these 5 days, well, actually 6 days. And in those moments where you walk quietly in nature, because remember, that's one of the ways to experience stillness. When we walk through nature, early in the morning, it's icy cold. So we're dressed up all warm, and then we follow our guide. And you can walk as fast as you want to or as slow as you want to. And then there's different groups for that as well. You decide how you want to interact with every step you take. They actually ask you to be aware of every step you take, to watch where your foot goes. Now, just think about that. Think about, even in my description of this to you, you could feel the reconnection to stillness through that. And when you come back, you see, when you allow yourself to experience that stillness, something happens to you. There's a light that shines out from you. Because why do I even say this? When I notice that I'm at this place, not expecting to meet anybody, not expecting to interact about any business things or any of my philanthropic work, nothing. I came here for me, and Miss came here for him. We came here for each of our sanity to get into our best space. But the people around you, suddenly this person is there, and I've been invited to an event for tomorrow. And remember, I'm here till Thursday. And that's another thing. A little irritation showed up in my throat. So obviously I have to shift something in my throat chakra. I met somebody who's the head of an international organization. Now, in 2014, I made a note in my journal that there's two large organizations in the world that I believe I want to have some, interaction. I want to be involved in those organizations that have global impact. And two people are from this one organization, and the one is the head of the Southern African region. And this person got me on her WhatsApp, sent me a message yesterday whilst we were sitting right here having lunch. She got me invited to an event tomorrow, and well, I'm going to have to attend it virtually, but it's an event in Sandton in Johannesburg. And I got an event that's relating to finances and empowerment of women. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. And then the other person, her husband works for the UN, right? Now, so it's interesting that I've suddenly thought about these organizations, and here are people around me. So what is the message? What am I listening to? And the other person who works for this, the second person who works for this other big world organization says to me, I think I must introduce you to this person because what you're talking about, there's some synergy there. Now, I didn't go looking for this. I did not come here with any expectations about any of this. And this is what happens. Now, whether you practice stillness activities in your own home, whether you go out somewhere and experience it, the whole thing is this: when you allow yourself to listen, when you allow yourself to get to a space where you have to be at a specific time for a specific reason, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be for a retreat. It can be that you have to go somewhere and have lunch somewhere, and you may bump into somebody who knows somebody else that's there. But this is what stillness causes us to do. It causes us to be so attuned to the messages that are coming our way. So, like many of the people that the women that I've been speaking to since the weekend, and this is so magical. There's some powerful women that I've been around since this weekend. Women that are all on a mission to make this world, our country, South Africa, and this world a better place. Women that are leaders in their fields. And I guess that just invigorates me because, as you know, I'm all into empowering women and the youth, right? So the fact that I'm here and getting to see the science of the universe so clearly and being around such powerful, loving, generous women, this is for me, it's like, this is just amazing. And like I said, on top of that, you get beautiful food the whole day through. You get to have so much of pampering. Now, that's what an abundant life is all about, right? It's not about just working to make money, and then you miss out on their true life experiences. So if you were even wondering what stillness can do for you, if you are even wondering how to work with stillness, don't overthink it. Just go somewhere. But like I said, don't have any expectations to receive anything. Just go to be. Just go to receive the goodness from the environment that you are in. Don't go there to find out, even though you may be wondering, okay, I'd love to have more clarity on, the way forward, or the next best step, or the book I want to write, or the business I want to be involved in. Just have that thought before you go there, and then just surrender. Surrender to the experience, and then watch what happens, right? Because here's the thing. Any obstacle in our life, we are the people behind that obstacle, right? It's through our thinking, It's through our beliefs, it's through our blueprint. So when we sit there and we think it's something outside of us, that something outside of us is preventing us from having or experiencing whatever it is we want to, then we detach from the responsibility that's actually ours. That we are 100% responsible for our actions, for our life, for our creation. So, how does that sit with you? That the greatest obstacle in our lives is actually us. Now, I want to tell you something else, seeing that we still have some time. When you look at the modern day world we live in, one of the things, and we're looking at outside influences now, but it still boils down to us, right? But let's look at one of these outside influences and the outside factors that take away what appears to be our time that we have scheduled. It is technology, social media, right? Sitting on things for hours on end without understanding that in certain circumstances we can be drained by the energy of our our devices, of technology or whatever it is we're using. Now, just by the way, I came here on Saturday. I have not looked at my phone until this morning. No, not even this morning, this afternoon. And I only put on my laptop this afternoon when I had to schedule the Stream Live broadcast. Now, how many people actually do that? Because we become so attached to wanting to know what's going out in the world that we feel that if we don't just leave our phone or our laptop or not watching the news for a day or two, that we will be lost. So if you want to know one of the best ways to experience stillness, put down all the technology. Shut it down for a day. Switch it off for a day. But if that's too much for you, start with 1 hour. Take it, put it away. Do not look at it. Make sure your notifications and everything's on silent. Have it far away from you. And see how you feel. Because many of you may be saying out there, oh, well, I can't take time off like you, Mona. Well, that's part of the understanding of abundance, right? You make the time. Yes, even though there's work commitments, you can go wherever you want to. You start small, 1 hour per day, and eventually it builds up. But if you could start just with social media interaction, or watching things on YouTube or Netflix or even TV for that matter, if you can just for 1 hour per day not have any interaction with anything that's electronic or any form of technology, watch what's going to start happening in your life. You'll have more opportunity to connect with yourself. You'll have more opportunity to connect in a better way with the people around you. Because you see what starts happening. You hear better. You see better. You then start feeling better. And it's all just by one little act, reducing our interaction with social media, with any form of technology or technical devices or whatever it is, TV, YouTube, Netflix. So yes, the ego can play because the ego is telling you, you must be informed. You must know what's happening every minute of the day. So I love that comment from Evelyn when she said it's the ego, because it's the ego that lies to us that if we don't know what's happening out there, then we aren't equipped to deal with the world. And for those of you who know me, know that I've done my entire legal career without reading the newspaper and without looking at the news every day. And people have been baffled by that up until today. Yes, because I didn't see value in it. I understood from a very long time that I did not want to be influenced by what was out there. And when I have to know something, the information comes to me. So our ego can tell us that we must spend time on things that are actually not helping us to connect with our true potential, our true intuition, our higher self. And until we make that conscious decision, we give our ego more power instead of allowing our soul, our higher self, to guide us. So thank you for that, Evelyn. Thank you for sharing that, because ultimately we must decide, is our ego in the driver's seat when it tells us we can't experience stillness as and when we choose it? Or are we going to allow our higher self? Because your higher self will always choose that which expands you. And that's really powerful. I just want to see if there's any comments, because sometimes you see things and sometimes let me see who's here. Oh, Devi's here. Wonderful. And that's what I said. Devi is one of the wonderful ladies that I got to meet over the weekend on Saturday. And I did not laugh so much in such a long time. And Devi will agree with this. We laughed and laughed that my jaws were aching because we laughed so much. And yes, some other people in the at the establishment, I was going to say resort, but it's not a resort, at the Hydro, were a little bit like upset that there was so much noise, but that's okay. Luckily we got there after they told them not to make so much noise, but we had such a good laugh. And I guess laughing is also a great activity to shift our vibration, to shift our frequency, to shift that which is in the way and preventing us from going forward. So I just wanted to share that. I'm just checking on my time. 17:22. Perfect time for, the frequency of 22. But this is just it. You get to choose. You are the master of your destiny. You are the captain of your ship. You are the author of your book. And you get to write your own story. So a simple practice like stillness is beyond our ego level of understanding. Because you see, it's not about intellect. Stillness is tapping into those higher levels of consciousness. Stillness helps us get to levels that we may not have even known that we were capable of reaching. So give yourself that benefit. Allow yourself to experience moments of stillness. Allow yourself to do this more frequently. And like I said, if you really want to get this down and really, really be in a different place within a month, just practice it every month, every day, just 1 hour. 1 hour. Because let's be honest, if everything shut down today, if every single thing that we were connected to shut down, we'll still live. We'll still be okay. We'll still find a way through it, because that's how resourceful we really are. So, are you going to give your power to technology? Are you going to give your power away to bing, bing, beep, beep, or whatever it is, these notifications that go off on your laptop, on your computer, on your phone, your mobile phone, your cell phone? Or are you going to reclaim your power? And through stillness, we get to do that. So I just want to see Felicia's with us. Hello, beautiful. We haven't had this, some time together live for a while. Absolutely. Felicia's an amazing soul down there in Jackson, Mississippi, just creating so much of beautiful, memories for herself and her family and others around her with her beautiful work, the clients she interacts with. And that's what I say. I've been surrounded by awesome women from the Saturday, and I'm so blessed. I am so grateful for all of you that are part of my community as well, and the men too. You know that, right? Um, we are raising the feminine so that we can help our men be the powerful men that they are here to be in the world, whether they are our partners, our husbands, spouses, our sons, whoever they are. Because the stronger we are as women, we are role models to our daughters, and we are the creation of our future generations. So that's the end of our theme for July. For August, we're going to have a new theme. So I hope you're ready for it, because I love these interactions with you. And please do let me know, how have you been doing with practicing stillness? And from my earlier videos, which one activity have you chosen to, shift your schedule with, or start something new? What is it that you're doing? And I'd love to hear from you. And I see there's more comments coming in here. Yes, absolutely, Felicia. We have to, and because our men are just as important to us as our women. But we're going to be the ones that rise them up, right? We are the ones that get our men to stand up powerfully alongside us. So if you're ready for that, well, just go into stillness and watch the magic happen. So I'm going to go and have watch the beautiful sunset. Well, I'm not going to go right up on top of the mountain to do it today, because it's already past the time for our afternoon hike, but I'm going to go find a spot here in my room by the window and stick my head out of the window and watch the sunset the best I can. So until next time, have a magical day, no matter where you are in the world, whether you are early parts of the day, whether you're in the middle of the day, afternoon, or like we are in South Africa, into the early parts of the evening. So until next time, ciao for now. Bye.